This is Perspectivas Latinas, a community service of CAN TV. I'm your host, Juan Hernandez. Today, our guest is Juan Resendiz, a guitarist from Mexico. He has made his home in Chicago and now puts together the Latin American Guitar Festival, which is in its 4th year. It will take place this October. Welcome.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? Let's start off by hearing a piece from you, and then we'll talk about the festival and what you've been up to.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about the piece, too, as soon as you're ready.
Yes. Well, this piece is a transcription of Violin Sonata by Johann Sebastian Bach.
Wow.
And that period, which is a Baroque period, we didn't have guitar as we know now. So a lot of his music of Bach is arranged by other instruments, and one of these instruments, of course, is guitar.
Great. Wow, beautiful piece.
Thank you.
Great. So, you've been incredibly busy this past year, right?
Well, yes. Fortunately, I have been playing a lot and judging competitions and organizing, of course, concerts and festival. And the festival we will have. Yes.
Yeah. So tell me where you've been on tour. Where have you played? And what have you? Have you been participating in contests and?
Yes. Well, last year I have been competing a lot, and I won 3 competitions last year.
Wow.
So this year is the organizer of those competitions invite me this year to play, to perform as a guest artist, and also be part of the judges in the competition.
Okay.
And also giving master classes for the students or the competitors. And yeah, I was in Mexico for a 1-month tour in many cities. It was really fun, and a lot of experiences. I learned a lot. And I just came back to Sierra Nevada Guitar Festival. It was in Lake Tahoe. Yes.
Tell me, Well, as I said in the opening, you're originally from Mexico. Your home is
Yes.
now in Chicago. How is it to return to Mexico and where you started your your career
Yeah.
essentially as a guitarist, and to share what you've learned and to share how you've grown as a musician? How does that feel, and how do people respond to you?
Yeah, it was really, really amazing experience because, for example, in my first concert was in Mexico City, which I am from, and a lot of my family and friends, I haven't seen them for a lot of years, more than 8 years at least. They all of them came to the concert to listen my family too. So it just it was come back to my city. It was really good, and also to share music was amazing. But for the other hand, sharing art in Mexico in cities that is not really often to have culture, or not that easy to have concerts, classical guitar concerts. For me, it's really important to that situation because you can inspire people, you can feel the people, and the honest way that you are sharing music. Yes.
And do people say, "Wow, come back and teach us, come back and offer us some classes," or what do they tell you? And
Yeah, well, they ask me if I teach in Mexico or in United States, and of course, I gave you all of my information for all of them. Yeah.
okay, and you also said you were recently in Colorado, right?
Yes, yes. I was in Colorado Guitar Festival in February.
Okay. And is the most of the music classical or Latin American classical, or is it's a variety when you're at these places?
Actually, it's more a classical guitar festival, and it's open to perform all kind of periods, from Baroque music to contemporary music, and of course, my repertoire is more is rich with Latin American music. So for that reason, the people like it, and it's good. I think each performer, each artist has have their own way to play and their own selection of music, and that is the reason that you are characteristic in the time that you are playing and sharing music. Yeah.
Awesome. I want to just backtrack a bit. You said that well, going to Mexico City was returning home.
Yes.
But you came here how many years ago?
Well, I came here in 2008. Yeah, so 8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah, yes.
Time flies, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And when you came here, you wanted to grow as a guitarist, right?
I'm sorry, I came in 2006.
2006.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 8 years.
8 years. We're miscounting.
Yes.
That's okay. But you came here. You wanted to grow as a guitarist, and but obviously you're not just a musician. Well, and then I'm saying you're a great musician, but I sense, and I think we see the people that love this music and are seeing you here in Chicago and have learned about you. There's something more that you want to do besides play music.
Well, yes, it's a really good question. For me, I have a commitment with the music, as discover the ways to enjoy and make enjoy the people music. But also my main goal with the music of or art is inspire people to make conscience in the people more, to open the eyes and the reality we live. And in this case, we have to remember where we are come from, and also what can we do for improve the relationship between the society. And this time with the violence in my country and the world, in the complete war, it's really difficult. In Latin America now, in Palestine, and here in the United States, with the working class, and every day the life is kind of hard. If you belong to this level of society, and for me it's really important to inspire people and get more conscious about life with art, and you can save lives, and you can change your mind, and you can inspire more than criticize the people. You can make more changes, and yes.
How does you said something incredibly, I think, profound, and it might. I think it sounds simple, but and it probably is. How do you think art changes lives? How can the music that you play help change lives? How do you think that happens?
First of all, because when you are able to feel music, you are gonna be more sensible, more sensitive about life, because you have to, if you wanna feel art in general. And once you are more sensitive, you are gonna be you are gonna be more able to understand your feelings about life, about you. But also, if you play in an instrument, you can work as musician. You can go to places and share music and inspire more people to do it. And you can teach also, and when you teach, you have the attention. You can play in a stage, and when you are playing in a stage, you have that moment that the people are looking at you, and you can send the message through art or with this tool. It's like a tool. So art change life or save lives because can change the style of the root of your life that you already have, because you born in the place you just born. For example, if you are part of the low-income family and you don't have any other resource of art, most of the time you are your destiny is working all the time in order to survive.
Right.
If you are an artist, you can change that with art, absolutely. Yeah.
Or participate in that art, right?
Yeah, exactly. Directly in the society, and yeah, it is really important.
Well, it's to me, it's I think it's a little not strange, I would say, but it's to hear you say this, a classical musician, say this about the power of the art, the power of the music, is different, because I think the way we tend to see art, and especially the classical arts, is it's for this sector of society and the working class, as you said, or the people that have to worry about putting bread on the table, food on the table every day. It's a little more difficult to get into classical music, but how do you respond to people, or how have people from the working class, from those areas, responded to the music that you play?
Really well. I mean, they love the music. They love art.
It's not a question of class.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a question of class, but it seems like it's a question of class. And more than I suggest working class people getting close to classical music, I suggest classical musicians to get closer than working class people, because it's not easy to play and understand. I understand actually both sides, because I am an artist and also I am a working class person, and I belong to low income family. But for that reason, I understand both sides. But if you are a musician, you don't want to play in places sometimes that you have noises, or you don't have the 100% attention of the people. But I think it's necessary to play in those places that is a difficult scenarios, difficult stages, because those scenarios or stages, you are going to be a new thing for people, a not common thing, and the people are going to be more interested in you. So yeah.
Okay, great. Well, we'll definitely come back to that point, but let's hear another piece by you, please, and tell us about that as well, and we'll continue after that.
Well, thank you. I am going to play this piece called Remembrance of Alhambra. The composer is Francisco Tárrega, a Spanish composer. And this piece is really important to me. First of all, because it's a beautiful piece by itself, but this piece mention Alhambra, which is a part of Spain, South Spain, and it's a beautiful, beautiful construction.
In Córdoba, is it?
It's in Granada.
In Granada.
In
okay.
Granada,
Mhm.
yeah, and it's a beautiful construction, and they used to be habitated by Muslims,
Right, right.
and Muslims in that time, and
Christians
and
Jews.
exactly,
Mhm.
and they used to live together
Right.
in peace.
Right.
After that, of course, there were some problems, and they have to go.
Right.
But I think it's just an inspired situation. We
Mhm.
can live together in peace.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
No, thank you. Just you leave me speechless. It's such beautiful music. But what's really I think beautiful apart from what you're playing is this spirit of giving back, of connecting people, of awakening that sensibility of toward music. And as you said, when for somebody to appreciate the music, there has to be that sensitivity, and you awaken it. It's not about class. And you said you're bringing these classical musicians to the community. Tell us about the festival that you organize here, how it got started, just to go over some of that history, and how you go about bringing these musicians to Chicago, to us here. Yeah.
Yes, well, it started in 2011, 4 years ago, and the idea of this festival was created and inspired classical music through Latin American community, immigrant and undocumented people in Chicago. Most of them are Latin American, from Latin America, but that is open for all kind of communities or people, and well, we have been really busy with the concerts and really happy also because the people came to the concerts, to the master classes too. We have lectures, and last year we have 15 concerts, and all of the people came for all 15 concerts, and we have the place full every night.
Wow.
This is really amazing. The people are thirsty about art, and this is really important for us. And now we will have the fourth annual Latin American Guitar Festival, and also we will bring 13 artists from Bolivia, Peru, Argentina, Mexico, of course.
Italy too, right?
Italy, yeah, this year, yeah, of course. We have a guitarist who is Marina Tomei. She's gonna come to here to Chicago and talk to the people about how is immigrate to Mexico. It's like a different situation because you are already in Europe and a really good place to live with better resources than Mexico or any other place in Latin America. And she came to Mexico to study Mexican music, Ponce, Chavez, all of that composers. And it's really interesting to listen to her because she has a lot of messages to say to the people. All the time, if you have to immigrate, it's difficult, and you have to have more skills to survive, construct your own personality, fight against the language, and then find your own place in the different country now you are living.
So she's going to talk to people about that.
Yes.
It's quite an interesting story then.
Yeah.
And besides the concerts, you're also offering a conference, right? That's part of the conference?
Yeah, exactly. We will have a conference by Alan Juarez. He is from Mexico, and Marina Tomei, who is from Italy. And those conferences will be in Rudy Lozano Library, Public Library, in Pilsen. And that is the other reason that we work with the public spaces in order to show to the people how to use that spaces. You don't need a own space. You can use the public spaces to do that events. Yes. Well,
that's a good point. That's another good, I guess, lesson for the community to, hey, look at what you have. Also making them aware of that.
Yes.
Besides the conference and the concerts you're going to offer, also a master class, right?
Yeah. We offer a master class, and in a different way that it's normal or is used
How's the normal way of it?
The normal way is you have to play classical, or you have to play really well the piece that you are going to show to the teacher or the master. And you sit like you next to me or next to you, and you play the whole piece. And the teacher, the advanced teacher, teach you or give you advices to improve your piece, which is already fine.
Right.
But for us, it's difficult because some people here is not a professional musicians, but we don't close our doors. So we invite to the people to play any kind of music, folk music or classical if they are students, and we will be in a coffee shop, more relaxed atmosphere, and we will give to the performance or the performers advices to improve the music they play.
Thank you, Ivan, for coming up to share your music and your beautiful vision with us.
Thank you.
And to you, our audience, thank you for joining us. Perspectivas Latinas is a community service of CAN TV. If your nonprofit organization would like to work with CAN TV, call 312-738-1400 and ask for nonprofit services. Tune into Perspectivas Latinas for local issues and concerns every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on CAN TV 21. I'm Juan Carlos Hernandez. Thank you for joining us, and stick around for the music. Ivan, please close us out with another piece. Tell us about it first.
This piece is written by Leo Brouwer, a Cuban composer. The name is A Day of November.